Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome to the Practicum of Operating System Fundamental, Module 1, OS, Introduction and Basic Command. Let me introduce myself. My name is Rian Bimo Ankal, my assistant code is RBA, and I am a Operating System Fundamental Practicum Assistant. Okay, we go to the theory explanation. Operating System. The operating system is one of the software that is responsible for managing or controlling the work of hardware and running applications or software in a computer system. In other words, the operating system is a system that controls basic operations and ensures that the system on the computer can run properly. Next, kinds of OS. Number 1 is Unix. Unix is a computer operating system originated from Project Multics in 1965 by the American Telephone and Telegraph, General Electric, and the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. Unix is designed as a portable, multitasking, and multi-user operating system. Number 2 is Linux. Linux is an operating system just like Windows or any other operating system. Linux is an open source operating system, meaning that with Linux, we can see its source code, can be modified, and can be developed by anyone. And number 3 is CentOS. CentOS is an operating system based on Red Hat Enterprise Linux. Stands for the CentOS operating system, namely Community Enterprise Operating System. This operating system is an open source Linux distribution as a form of business in providing an enterprise class computing platform, which has full binary code compatibility with the source code that is its parent, whose source comes from Red Hat Enterprise Linux. User interface. User interface is a form of graphical display that is directly related to the user. The interface serves to connect the user to the operating system so that the computer can be used. There are two types of user interface, namely GUI and CLI. GUI is a system that allows users to interact with a computer device that is used by the user. And number 2 is CLI, or command line interface, is a system user interface in the form of program text to execute computer commands. ISO file. An ISO file is a file format that can accommodate data in the form of an image from a CD or DVD and can be stored in digital form. ISO files are also called CD or DVD image. The purpose of using an ISO file is to facilitate the distribution or archiving of a CD or DVD without having to physically use a CD or DVD. Next, VMware Workstation. VMware Workstation is a piece of software that can create or simulate a new PC, which is called a virtual machine. VMware can be used to virtualize servers, computers, operating system, storage device, applications, networks, and etc. Terminal. Terminal is a form of command prompt. The terminal can help control files, create folders, create access, change access or read, create, modify files, and other functions. The utility of The terminal is a file browser. File system. The file system is a storage method that can organize data or files on a computer. In the file system, there are rules and procedures for storing data and programs that are owned by an operating system and all users of the computer system. File management. To be able to get root access by using other users who don't have root access. On the CentOS terminal, you can type the command su or superuser. It means superuser. Sorry. Then enter. Then enter the password from the root. Then press enter if the sign $ has changed to a hashtag sign. Then successfully switch from normal user to root. Then the basic commands that are often used in the operating system include: there is an ls, which function to list the data in a directory. Then cd, which function to change directories. Then mkdir, which function to create a new directory. Then rm to delete the file, and rmdir to delete directories, and many more. Next, access modes and access rights. In this picture, there is a ladder D, namely the file directory. There are three access rights, namely R or read, which functions other users can open as well as reading files. Then W or write, which functions other users can write as well as files. And X or execute, which function other users can run or executing files. Then there are three access modes, namely owner or U, which functions access rights owned by the user file or directory, so that other user cannot make modifications to the file or directory. Next, group or G, which functions access rights owned by a group where the user is located. And other or O, which functions access rights owned by its user other than the owner of the file or directory. Next are WX notations. To enter this mode into the command, we use numeric mode as input for these notations. The notation R becomes the number 4, the W notation becomes the number 2, and X notation becomes the number 1. User management. User management is a mechanism or steps to regulate user usage. Number 1 is adding user. We use user add or add user, and that command is #user add space new username. After that, type the command passwd to enter the password for the new user, and that command is #password space new username. And number 2 is delete user. We use userdel, and that command is #userdel -r space username, or sudo space userdel space -r space username. That's the explanation from me. If any of my words are wrong, please forgive me. If you want to know more about us, contact our social media and you can visit at C205. Thank you. See you at the next practicum. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.